Hi everyone, it's Mitch. It's Thursday, October 9th. We're playing college football tonight. We got two games coming up, and we didn't have college football last night. We had a Tuesday night, and last week we had wall-to-wall college football. This week, not as much wall-to-wall, but still plenty of college football. And we're going to take it all, and we're going to TiVo all those other shows on the other channels that we like to watch on Thursday nights, and we're going to watch some live college football and watch those other shows when there's nothing else on. So, in the first game, we're going to take Alabama Birmingham getting the 18 points against the University of Houston Cougars. The reason why we're on the Blazers this week, Houston's defense is an absolute sieve, and I think Alabama can keep this one closer than the nearly 3 touchdowns that they're getting. The line originally opened at 20. It's dropped down to 18. It might even be lower by the time the game goes, but the last I saw, it was 18 points. And I think that's plenty for Alabama Birmingham. I think we're going to see a higher scoring game unless Alabama Birmingham decides to slow the ball. They're going to dictate the pace of this game. I'm not going to say they're going to score it well, but they're going to score plenty enough to keep it close. Houston, they're going to score and score and score. That's what they do, and that's what their game plan is based on, that they're just going to outscore you every single time. And while it happens sometimes, they rarely outscore teams by that many because their defense just isn't made to hold it together. So in this game, we're on the Alabama Birmingham Blazers, and we're on them small, though. The next game is more the feature game tonight, and that's Wake Forest at home taking on Clemson. This line opened at Pick'em, and Wake Forest is favored by 2.5 at this point. The line is actually dropping. The line opened at Pick, went immediately to 3, and has been dropping, slowly ever since. And I expect it to drop lower because when I'm reading around on other sites and things, is that most people are on Clemson, and I'm in the opposite court. I haven't picked Clemson all season. They haven't covered all season, and I'm not getting off this horse of going against Clemson. I've been against Clemson since the preseason. I thought that number 9 ranking that they had coming into this season was overrated. I didn't make a lot of fans in the and friends in the Clemson community this offseason, and I think even some of those guys have come around, and they saw where I was coming from, that I wasn't necessarily a indictment of them or anybody or even the talent level of their team. It's their head coach. Tommy Bowden has had 4 losses. It was his best season. He's done that once. Everything else has been worse than that. Why they expected him to all of a sudden be able to turn around and be a national, top 10 ranked coach, I don't see it, and it obviously isn't developing that way for him. And quite frankly, Tommy Bowden, with that big contract, he still might be on his way out. A lot of disappointment there in Death Valley. But in any event, we like Wake, and we like Jim Grobe. We like the way that he coaches. We like the way that he gets the most out of his players, and that he's a master strategist. He's going to shut down that Clemson running game. He's going to put it all on Cullen Harper and see if he can beat him. And quite frankly, I don't think Cullen Harper is capable of beating too many teams, especially not a top tier team like a Wake Forest. Wake lost their last time out. They had a bye last week, but the previous week they lost. They were upset outright by Navy. It wasn't a game where Navy's rushing offense just clearly ran all over them, because we know Navy's a great running team and Clemson's a running team. So it's kind of like, that's why I think maybe Clemson is getting so much interest out in this game. But Wake turned the ball over 6 times. Very uncharacteristic of a Jim Grobe coach team, and I don't look for him to do it again tonight. I look for him to take control and to really put that Clemson offense in a box. Yes, Spiller and Davis, they're phenomenal running backs, and they're going to be great, in the NFL, and they're going to have some great runs maybe even tonight in the game. But overall, I don't see Clemson matching up with Wake Forest, and I certainly don't see Tommy Bowden nearly on the level of a Jim Grobe as far as his coaching ability. And I've been harsh on Tommy Bowden all season, and I'll continue to be harsh until he shows me something. And the chance of that happening are slim. So in any event, we're on Wake Forest. We're on the Demon Deacons. We're going to wrap it up for today, and we're going to be back tomorrow where there's only one game, so I'll be able to talk about maybe a couple of the other interesting matchups that we have the rest of the weekend. This is Mitch. We got college football, tonight, tomorrow, and all day Saturday. Thanks for joining me.